Hey everyone, welcome back. In this Selenium Python tutorial, we are going to learn about the utils in Selenium Python framework. So utility or util classes in Selenium Python are helpful, and before I get into the implementation of the util and utility classes and methods, I would like to introduce a little bit or briefly why exactly you want the utils, right? So as we have discussed about the base driver class and the methods that there are in the base driver class, right? So this is what we have defined here. So this was the class which we defined in order to wrap the Webdriver methods so that we can use them more efficiently in our framework. Now when it comes to this particular test case, now what exactly the utilities, if we talk in general, is, so utilities or util classes will in general represent those classes and methods which you can use efficiently or which can be reused again. So concept is similar, whether it's the Webdriver classes that we are wrapping up or the common classes that we want to use efficiently, or the classes or methods that we can reuse. In the utility or utils, we want to define those methods that we can reuse without the need of rewriting those into our test case again and again. Okay, so here in this particular test case, if you see, this is one of the verification that I'm doing, right? This is the last part of this particular test case wherein I am trying to simplify the business logic of the test case, right? So I'm trying to exclude all the technical details from the test case into the framework structure. Okay, so that there is a technical layer which is handled separately and the test cases are simple enough for the testers within the team to work on, write the new test case, and for the business people to understand those test cases as well. So in this particular part here, if you see that this is a simple assert of the values within a list, right? So this, if you see, all stops one is a variable which holds the list which is returned by this particular statement, right? So what this for loop is doing is it's verifying the items within the list. Okay, so it's simply asserting the text that is got from the items that are there in the list with the item that is there, right? So can we generalize this? Can we make a util method or utility out of it and then reuse it wherever we are going to compare the text of the element with the text that is there in the list or whatever list you are passing there? So that is easily doable. Rather than writing all these lines in the code, we can simply copy all of these, and in the utilities I'll simply create a new Python file, right? So I'll say new Python file and I'll simply say utils, and here let me create a class and I'll say this class as utils and define a method. So this method is basically what exactly it's doing. It is comparing or it's asserting the items in the list, right? Asserting the values in the list. Okay, so it's getting the text. If you see, it is getting the text of the items from this particular list and then asserting that those items or the web elements contain this one stop, right? So what is the dynamic part in this particular method? It's basically if I can define a method which can accept any list apart from just this particular list and any value that I want to verify in that particular list, right? So this will be required when I am going to verify one stop or two stop or zero stop. So I do not have to write this whole thing again. Okay, so I'll define it in the util and I'll name this method as assert list item text. All right, something like that. And below that, let me paste the whole code, right? So now if you see here, instead of this all stops one, I can simply say in the method I want to pass the list, right? So I'll simply say pass the list here as part of this method. Okay, when somebody is using this method, pass the list and this list will be replaced here, right? Because this is the dynamic, this will now become dynamic list. So any list you will pass will be replaced here and the value that you want to verify. Okay, so I want to pass the value as well. Okay, and then replace this with the value. So now this is the generic method now. Okay, so assert list item text, what it will do is it will accept a list as an argument, okay, and the value that you want to verify or assert in this particular list, right? So say for example, I want to assert one stop now. So the list that you'll pass here, okay, this list has to return the list of web elements, right? So this is the important thing here, because if you'll see that it returns the list of the web elements which is stored in this all stops. Okay, and then those web elements, the list or the web element text is being extracted, right? So that text element for those web elements which are there in the list is being compared. All right, so here now we are passing the value, and this value can be now one stop or two stop depending on which list we are or how we are filtering. We can reuse this. All right, so this is the one of the common util methods that you can easily define. Okay, so once this is done, then in the test search flights, now here I do not need to have all these lines anymore. So now I can simply import this util class, right? So here in my code, this is unused import, so I'll remove that. So I can simply say from, where is this util file? It is in the utilities. So I can say from utilities package dot utils, right? So utils is the file name. Import, what is the class? The class is utilities. Let's say what's the class is? The class is utils, not utilities. So I can simply say, all right, and now I can simply create an object of this particular class, right? So something similar to what we have done here. Okay, so I can say just a variable name ut, and then what's the class name? The class name is utils, and I'll create an object of this. And now with this particular variable that holds the reference of this particular object, I can simply call this method assert list item text, right? And now in this particular method, I can pass what it accepts. It accepts the list, right? If you see, it accepts the list and the value, right? So whatever value I want to specify. Now we know that this all stop one is the list that we want to verify, and we want to verify the value. What value we want to verify? We want to verify the value one stop, right? So this is the value that we want to verify. So we'll simply paste it here. All right, and now tomorrow, the advantage of this is, now say for example tomorrow I want to assert, instead of one stop I want to assert two stops. So simply I have to change it to two stop right here, and that's the whole point of using or making these util classes and methods, right? So utilities. So we don't have to repeat all these lines anymore. Okay, so that's all about it. Let me quickly go ahead and run this particular piece of code and see that everything is working as expected. Okay, so I'll change the directory and simply run the test case. So I'll say pytest-v, which is the verbose. So opening the browser, it will maximize the page, depart from, going to. All right, so something is not correct. Let's see what the issue is. Okay, so test search flight. Okay, so this looks like some other synchronization issue. Let me try running it again and see if it works fine. Yep, so it's moving on. And these are all issues that you will face in your real test cases applications when you will do the automation. Dummy applications work pretty fine, but the real applications you will face these challenges. And as part of this framework series, I'll cover all of those challenges and how you can rectify these failures and issues. All right, so it's on the search page. It has selected one stop and it should start verifying the values there, right? So it has executed the test case and you can see that it has printed the items that it has found. So basically this print the length of all stops, right? So which is basically the list, how many items are being filtered with the one stop. So that's 35, and then it started verifying, right? And this verification failed because there is one value for which assertion has passed. So we'll cover all of this, how we want to handle it, and if the failure happened here, how can we progress with further verification, so soft assertions and all. So that will be covered as part of this, but this is not the failure with any of the script. This is basically working fine. So with this util method now, we can simply delete all of these lines, and you can see now the final test case that we see here now is, if I change it, is basically much shorter and easier to understand, right? Now this is also not a final test case or the approach. We are still going to cover a lot more videos and tutorials to finalize this particular framework, so you can reuse in your projects with efficiency and with the best practices that we'll be discussing in this particular series. So if you see here now we have the utils, or we have understood about the utilities as well, and we have created the util class and the method within that. And now this will help us. Say for example, tomorrow we want to have toStop, we'll simply use this method to assert toStop. At the moment I'm creating object of all these classes, if you see here, right? So I'm creating object of the search flight results, launch page. This will get removed as well as we progress further. I'll explain you how to handle these efficiently in your test cases in upcoming tutorial. But core focus of this tutorial was to explain you about the utilities and why you need to create utilities. So utilities are there will be many more utilities that I'll be covering as we go along with this series. So that's all for this tutorial. I hope it was helpful. Thank you very much for watching.